Taking a look at Andre Iguodala. What will we see from him?
Well, Iguodala is one of the elite perimeter defenders in the game. And what I love about him is he can guard any of the perimeter positions. 1, 2, 3, doesn't matter. He's so mobile and active, great anticipation, and a really good help defender as well.
Yeah, he's outstanding. Even if he's not at the point of attack, he's always lurking in the passing lanes. His defensive awareness enhances his great physical gifts at that end of the floor.
Well, it was the Golden State Warriors in their last game, a loss to the Clippers in Los Angeles.
And, you know, coming down the stretch in that game, they didn't have all the guys they would have liked on the floor because of the foul trouble they were in.
And as a result, Steve, they had to back down a little bit so they wouldn't get themselves into even more foul trouble.
First trip to the free throw line for him in this one. And he makes the first.
The Bobcats, one of the worst teams in the league over the last couple of seasons, actually had the worst winning percentage ever back in 11-12. But they've made a commitment to rebuilding through the draft, and clearly when you do that, there's going to be some pain along the way.
Jefferson. That falls. Nice feed that time from Walker. First quarter, just over a minute played. On defense, Charlotte. They're moving on after the tough loss they took at the hands of my...
Oh, ridiculous.
What a move.
Tore it down that time.
It's not possible what we just... Clark, is that possible?
Not probable, but it is possible, partner.
It's possible. Not
Holy
probable.
smokes.
It is possible. I don't know what all that meant, but you're right, Clark. But one thing I've always loved about Andre Iguodala is the fact that he's so unselfish. He's really probably best suited to play a point forward role where he's handling the ball quite a bit, either in transition or in the half court at the high post. He can use his size to pass over the top of people. Oh, he's going to keep banging those home if you give him that much space.
And Walker kicks to Anderson. There's the dish to McRoberts. Kid Gilchrist. Out of bounds, Golden State takes possession. And you go back to Iguodala. Relatively judicious with his shot selection in Denver. Some have wanted him to even be more aggressive offensively.
You know, I think that's a bit misguided, Kevin. This is a guy who does everything and does it well. He's a team-first guy. He's got to stay true to who he is, and I think he does a really good job of doing that. He rebounds, he defends, he passes, he provides scoring. You can't just look at his point totals and evaluate his game.
He brings a lot to the game.
A lot to the table.
What do you call stat sheet stuffer?
Yes, sir. That's him.
Oh, man, he goes old school on us with the finger roll.
As the playoffs near, let's take a look at the Eastern Conference standings. You take a look at the Pacers. And, of course, the Warriors tied up with them. Charlotte trailing. Last time in Oakland, they lost to the Warriors. Mick Roberts' shot is good. Mick Roberts has got his first basket.
Those are the kind of nice inside looks they've gotten in the first half here.
And I think they should really continue to work it down low, Clark. That's really going to free up the rest of their offense.
And the Warriors decide to take their first time out here.
You know, it's funny. You look at the Golden State Warriors. They've had the third best home court advantage in the league over the last decade or so. Only the Rocky Mountain teams, Denver and Utah, were better. At Oracle, it's not the altitude, it's the crowd. One of the best in all of the NBA.
And I'm eating at the beat like you gave up to a great white shark on shark week. Time to go up, gone. Deuces goodbye. I got a world to see. My girl, she wanna see Rome. See some make you a believer now. I never ever did it for a throne. That validation comes from giving it back to the people now. Sing this song and it goes like, raise those hands. This is our party. We came here to live life like nobody was watching. I got my city right behind me. If I fall, they got me. Learn from that failure.
That'll be a 5-second call. And Clark, as you were saying about the Warriors, they really feed off this home crowd. Steve, you said maybe the best in the NBA.
I think so, just in terms of the support they get, regardless of their success. You think back over the last 16, 17 years, the Warriors have only been in the playoffs twice, and yet the fans are there every single night going nuts. So, and now that they're a good team, I think this fan base is really going to come alive.
Timeout called the Warriors.
Guys, one of the biggest challenges with young teams that have started to lose is changing the culture, being able to establish a way of working that doesn't allow losing to be accepted. This team has got a long way to go in that regard, but they're on the right track.
Golden State's gone 3 of 5 from three-point land so far in the ballgame. Now, the culture in the locker room is definitely a real thing to conquer if you're a franchise that's been near the bottom for a while. Steve, the Bobcats seem to understand that and are looking for guys that want to work.
I agree. That's why they drafted Michael Kidd-Gilchrist a couple years ago, Jeffrey Taylor, Cody Zeller. They're trying to get guys that hate losing, that want to come in and build that culture you're talking about. So we'll see if some of that attitude can carry over and turn this team around.
The Warriors trailing. Now it's sent it down to Doris Burke, who was able to talk with Mark Jackson.
Kevin, the strategy for them offensively seems relatively straightforward. Get to the rim and finish big. He said, as you know, we're a team with athleticism and the ability to make plays inside. We'll try to exploit that as best we can. And until they make the adjustment, that's our focus. Guys, no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He wants his guys going full tilt.
Thank you, Doris. And Jefferson gets it to go.
And now we can see them really working it inside.
Yeah, taking advantage of the defense, really pounding it down low.
Now here's Iguodala, averaging 9 points per contest. Curry's shot is good.
Well, Curry is a constant threat offensively, Kevin. As soon as he crosses half court, you have to pick him up. He's got unlimited range, but also the shiftiness on the dribble, the ability to create space, get into the paint, and either hit a little floater or find a teammate for a jump shot.
Well, one of the best shooters in the game, Steve, no question about that. The passing ability is there too, but it's his honey sweet stroke that really is his best quality.
2-for-1 opportunity here if they want it.
That's what I do. Make sure you get a couple of shots here to close this quarter.
Anderson with it, picked up by Thompson.